Hello, welcome back to R Square's Morning Mayhem. My name is R Square, and we are back with some Week 8 picks. We're going to try to do this really quickly, so just be listening out for your team for my pick. And there's only a few games today. I'm not quite sure who's on bye yet this week, so let me get that up for a second, and then I will be able to go ahead and start. But as you can see, I am sitting down, not standing up. It's been a long day. I'm tired. I'm sitting down today. You're not going to see the usual energy from me today because I am very tired. So, yep. Well, anyway, let's just go ahead and hop right in with Bucks and Bills on Thursday Night Football. And Thursday Night Football for this week. Thursday Night Football is Bucks and Bills. That's an interesting matchup between two very interesting teams, big storylines this season. I'm taking Buffalo over Tampa Bay in this one, just on overall execution. The Bills have done a really nice job so far this year. Even though they've lost two very big games, they seem to win against the better teams and lose against the bad ones. Now, starting off with Sunday's window, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we have Rams-Cowboys. That's going to be quite an interesting one. I'm actually taking the Rams over the Cowboys. I'm not a fan of the Cowboys. I'm taking the Rams over Dallas in this one. Minnesota, Green Bay. I did a show yesterday on this where I was called Analytically Speaking series, where I pretty much broke down the stats. And I agree that this game is totally, completely even. It's a toss-up, but I am taking Minnesota over Green Bay in this one. Falcons-Titans, another good game. Will Levis gets his first professional start against the Atlanta Falcons, which is a pretty decent team to start up against, but then again, Atlanta's defense is pretty strong. I'm taking the Falcons over the Titans in this one. Saints and Colts. The Colts don't have Anthony Richardson. They kind of got scammed out of a win by the referees. But yeah, I'm taking the Saints in this one, and maybe if the Saints get lucky, the refs will be on their side as well. So I am taking New Orleans. New England and Miami. I'm taking the Dolphins over the Patriots with a rebound week for Miami after a disappointing loss to Philadelphia. I think they do win that one. The Battle of New Jersey. We have Jets and Giants. I'm taking the Jets on this one. I was about to say I'm taking New York on this one, but I'm taking the Jets on this one. I think Zach Wilson could really get going for this one. Get going as much as he can. He's Zach Wilson, but I do think they can get a win in this one over the Giants. Jaguars and Steelers. I am taking the Jaguars over the Steelers. That's also a pretty good game. I think the Jags, based on the statistics, you can see that. I posted that video 2 days ago where I also went over the statistics of this game. But yeah, I'm taking the Jaguars over the Steelers. Next up, we have the Eagles and the Commanders. The Commanders really cut it close in a narrow loss to the Eagles in their first meeting. I'm taking Philadelphia over the Commanders in this second one so they can sweep the series over Washington. Then we have Texans and Panthers, a very interesting matchup. But I'm taking rookie C.J. Stroud over rookie Bryce Young. I think the Texans have just looked a lot better in general than Carolina. So I'm taking Houston over the Panthers. We have Browns, Seahawks. Browns decidingly benching Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson, and with injury potentially. He didn't look like he was injured to me, just saying. But P.J. Walker going up against Seattle. I am taking Seattle over Cleveland in the opening of the 4 o'clock window of games. We have Chiefs-Broncos as the next game of our 4:25 window. As the first game of the 4:25 window. The other one was at 4:05 Eastern Time. This one's at 4:25 Eastern Time. I'm taking Kansas City over Denver in this one. It's going to be close, but I'm taking Kansas City over Denver. I said it was going to be close. I'm lying about that. It's not going to be close. I'm taking Kansas City. I don't know what I'm saying. The next up is America's Game of the Week. Definitely going to be interesting. Bengals, 49ers. The 49ers are tripping up a little with their 2-game losing streak going on right now. I'm not sure exactly what's happening there. I think if Christian McCaffrey plays, I think they definitely have a good shot. But I'm personally not so certain he will after what was a rough week for him. I mean, he did score 2 touchdowns, but he still didn't look his best on Monday Night Football. So if he's healthy, I think they might play him, and I'm taking San Francisco. But if he ultimately decides, I'm not feeling well, I'm not healthy enough, I don't think I'm giving the team 100% like he has for the last 5 years. With any team, he's said that pretty much for at least one game or another, because considering he hasn't played a full season, every game. So he's come out of 1 or 2 games. The only full season that he played was last year, and I don't even consider that a full season because he came out in the first quarter of one of the games. So Christian McCaffrey, not always the healthiest guy, but I am taking San Francisco over Cincinnati. Hi, it's me from the future. I just wanted to say that none of this is accurate because now I think the Bengals are going to win, now that I know that Brock Purdy's out of concussion protocol. So all this is completely irrelevant, so you don't really need to hear this part. Sunday Night Football, Chargers, Bears. Tyson Bagent getting his second start on Sunday Night Football against the Chargers. I'm still taking Los Angeles in this one. Hopefully Justin Herbert can get some much-needed rest time this weekend to helps fix that finger, and I think that the Chargers will come up with a win on Sunday Night Football. Much needed. Monday Night Football, we have Lions and Raiders. In Detroit, I'm taking the Lions rebounding after a really tough week against Baltimore. I'm taking them to beat the Raiders. As for the World Series matchup, did I not say that I am rooting for the Diamondbacks? Here's a funny thing. I've only been at one game. I've only been at one ever baseball game in my entire life. One game. It was between the Atlanta Braves and the Arizona Diamondbacks earlier this year. Everyone thought the Braves were going to win it. And it was the Diamondbacks making it all the way to the World Series. I might have to buy some merch for them because if they win the World Series, I might have to buy a hat or something because, man, I was at one of their games. That's crazy. I think they lost. The Braves won that one. They were winning for the majority of the game though, but ultimately the Braves did end up coming back to win that one and avoid the series sweep because at that point it was 2-0 in the D-backs' favor. So I'm taking the D-backs over the Texas Rangers in the World Series. Let's go Diamondbacks. I'm rooting for you guys to win this one. As I've said in a past video, I am rooting for the Diamondbacks 100%. As for the NBA, season starts today. Big teams coming into this are probably the Phoenix Suns, the Denver Nuggets, the Boston Celtics, and the Milwaukee Bucks. Here's my little professional opinion of who I think you got to keep an eye on coming into the year. You got to keep an eye on the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento Kings got to keep a big eye on them. They're going to be a huge part of the NBA season. I think they might end up making a legitimate push with that young talent that they have on that team. And I think if De'Aaron Fox didn't break his finger against the Warriors, they probably would have come out with a win on that one and maybe have beaten the Lakers. So yeah, there actually are no teams on bye this week. That entire opening few minutes that I was looking for that, totally unimportant. There's no teams on bye this week. It's a full 16-game slate. So anyway, that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I will see you in the next video.